Welcome back to Integrate Wellness. Which is better, eating 6 times a day or intermittent fasting? Okay, so here's a very gross oversimplification. Your body is either feeding or fasting. There is either insulin in your blood or glucagon. You are either storing energy or you are accessing it. So when you consume calories or artificial sweetener, this triggers your pancreas to release insulin. And insulin is the hormone that tells your body to take up and store any energy that it doesn't need to use immediately. And your insulin level will stay up after you finish eating because your body is still processing all the food that you just ate. So because your insulin levels stay up after you finish eating, it means you're still in energy storage mode. And until you burn through the glycogen stores in your liver and muscles and work through the sugar in your blood, the glucose in your blood, you really can't access the energy that's been stored in body fat. So after a while, your insulin level finally comes back down, and once the insulin is out of your bloodstream, that's when glucagon comes in. And glucagon serves the opposite purpose of insulin. It tells your body to bring energy out of storage. So that's when you finally start using body fat. So if you're eating every 3 hours, it means you keep bumping your insulin levels up. And once they're up, you can't access the stored energy in your body fat. So this is a great way to gain mass, it's a great way to add weight, but if your goal is to lose body fat, this is not going to be effective. Another caveat for people who are trying to get rid of body fat is that if you eat small meals throughout the day, there's the chance that you will never feel satiated and you might binge, and then you end up eating more calories than you would have otherwise. So what's great about fasting is that it gives your body a chance to come out of insulin mode. And that's important. You want your body to shift gears. You want it to have a rest from all that insulin because you don't want to develop insulin resistance. Over the course of time, that can lead to problems like diabetes. So it is good for you to fast. It allows you to burn through all the sugar in your system and start accessing body fat. You don't want to do it too hard or too often because you can lose muscle mass. Intermittent fasting is not a diet, it's an eating schedule. The two most common types of intermittent fasting are called 8-16 and 5-2. My personal preference is for 8-16. This means that for 8 hours a day, I consume all the calories I need in that narrow window. So that's something to remember. You're not restricting calories, you're restricting the time frame within which you eat all of them. You can set this up to fit your schedule any way you want. I personally like to start eating at noon and stop eating at 8 p.m. And this is important to remember. If you've eaten all your calories, you won't get hungry during the 16 hours that you're fasting. Half that time you're going to be asleep, and the other part of the time when you're awake, you're full, you shouldn't need to eat again. And if you do, it means that you didn't eat all of your calories. The other format that's commonly used is called 5-2. And this means that you eat normally on a normal schedule 5 days of the week, but that on 2 days, you do not. And those 2 days cannot be back to back. And the way it works is this. Let's say that you want to fast on Tuesday and Friday. You still get to eat every single day, but it works like this. If you're going to fast on Tuesday, if you want to do a 24-hour fast, you would put your fork down at 8 p.m. on Monday night, and then pick it up again at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, you would go back to eating normally again. You would eat normally on Thursday, put your fork down at 8 p.m. And then on Friday, you would pick your fork up at 8 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday and Monday, you eat normally again. But you do not put the 2 days back to back. So contrary to what the supplement and food companies tell you, you will not go into starvation or famine mode within 3 hours of not eating. Honestly, they're just trying to sell you more food and supplements. I mean, think about it. If we couldn't go more than 3 hours without eating, we would never have survived as a species. So to sum it all up, point number 1 is that you're either feeding or fasting. Point number 2 is that even after you're done eating, your insulin levels stay up and you stay in energy storage mode. Point number 3 is that you cannot access body fat until insulin is out of your system and glucagon comes in, and that takes time after you're done eating. Point number 4 is that eating every 3 hours is a great way to add weight. It's a great way to build muscle. It's not an effective way to burn body fat. And point number 5 is that whichever pattern you choose, it should be aligned to your goals.
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. I love new subscribers too. I hope you'll consider sharing this entry with others, and do come visit my homepage soon.